Hi, I'm Laura, founder and lead teacher of Divine Light Yoga. I'm sharing with you my top strategies to support teens, children, and families in self-regulation to become mindful, compassionate, calm, and engaged. I've been working with children and families for over 18 years in therapeutic, yoga, and educational settings. I've worked with international schools, children's charities, and non-profit organisations worldwide to train teachers, therapists, community workers, and parents in supporting children's needs and emotions through mindful meditation. Thanks for signing up to my free workshop series. This is the first step to eliminating anxiety, overwhelm, overstimulation, and disruption in the behaviour and minds of the children and teens in your life and community. Since we're discussing mindfulness, I would really encourage you to give yourself this time to be mindful, focused, and completely engaged. And this is the first step to supporting and guiding children through difficult emotions and experiences to enhance engagement, cultivate quiet, calm minds, and bring compassion into the children's lives and your own life. I see educators and parents worldwide with the same major challenge in their lives: disruptive, disengaged, disconnected children and teens in their lives. And if you've experienced this, you're in the right place, because in this video series, I am going to be sharing my top strategies to support you in creating focused, connected, engaged, compassionate children, teens. I was a lot like you, experiencing ongoing arguments and destructive behaviour amongst children and teens, high stress levels in my classroom, feeling exhausted and helpless, seeing ADHD on the rise, an increase in teen suicide rates, and childhood anxiety. Honestly, it was heartbreaking, and I felt completely disempowered and hopeless, and it was really tiring. But once I discovered mindful meditation, I knew this would change everything for myself and for the children and teens that I work with, and it certainly did. Mindful meditation is a rapid, effective tool to quickly cultivate positive mindset, compassion, to improve self-regulation amongst the children and myself as the educator. I have witnessed this firsthand with the thousands of children that I have worked with directly and introduced meditation to, and with the parents, educators, healthcare workers, social and community workers that have trained with me and that are now sharing meditation with children and teens across 30 different countries worldwide. And it's growing. You may have heard the quote from the Dalai Lama: if every 8-year-old child in the world is taught meditation, we will eliminate violence from the world within one generation. And I truly believe and have witnessed the powerful effects of mindful meditation with children and teens. And I have proven strategies on how to teach meditation to children in an engaging and age-appropriate way. After this 4-video series, you will know how to engage children and create quiet, calm, healthy minds in an age-appropriate, holistic manner that is fun for all. Imagine if you could give children and teens in your life the lifelong essential skills to self-regulate during times of stress, anger, anxiety, self-doubt, overstimulation, and fear. Strategies which they can use independently to feel calm, emotionally secure, and positive. What a great gift that is to give the children and teens in your life, and a great gift to give yourself, because quiet, calm, positive, compassionate children means that you, as the educator or the parent, will have more calm, quiet, positivity and compassion in your own life. And that is something that we all need and deserve. I know you may have tried meditation before and probably it didn't work. Maybe it felt like it was a complete failure.
But I have a new approach, a unique approach, a tried, tested, and succeeded approach, numerous strategies which I am sharing with you. So stay with me because I really do have a lot to share. The first problem that I encountered when I started to introduce meditation to children over 6 years ago was keeping them still and engaged, especially when I was working with the younger children, because it's just not in their nature to want to stay still, focused, and engaged. It's something that they're working on, something that they need to practice and develop. And that's just one of the reasons why we teach meditation to children. My first attempt at introducing to meditation to young children felt like a complete disaster. I felt like a complete failure. I just couldn't keep them engaged. I had this grand idea that they would lie down quietly and calmly and fully enjoy the experience, but that really was not the case. So since I'd been working with children for over 10 years at that point, I decided to approach meditation for children the same way that I would introduce reading and writing. If I were introducing a child to phonics, reading and writing, I wouldn't expect them to read fluently or to be able to write complex words without ever having exposed them to even simple sounds and letters. So why did I expect them to be able to meditate for over 8 minutes when they'd never been exposed to stillness of the body and quiet of the mind? So just like with phonics, reading and writing, I decided to approach meditation playfully, creatively, and holistically, understanding and tailoring it towards their learning language, their learning style, their needs.
The first stage of meditation is stillness. Not so easy for children or for the meditation teacher, but here's what I did discover about creating stillness in children's meditation. 1. To keep them still in the mind, we need to give permission to move in the body. Stillness of the mind through movement of the body. Give the children opportunities to move within their meditation, especially when first introducing meditation techniques. Choose a technique that allows for some movement. You could do a moving meditation such as a body scan,
in which they tense their body parts and release and relax. Tense and let go. Scanning throughout the whole body. You can do this standing, seated, or lying down, and you can give them the choice.
Another moving meditation that is so well received is mandala art, in which the children are given time, space, and art resources to explore emotions and experiences in a quiet and supportive space. This allows them to explore and experiment through communication of art and movement. It allows them to enhance their focus, their patience, and definitely their mindfulness. A third and one of my favorite moving meditations is mirroring a partner in silence with some calming, soothing background music. This one is great for creating connection and community.
These are just 3 examples of moving meditations which cultivate stillness of the mind, focus, concentration, and awareness. All of these 3 techniques can be a valuable way to introduce meditation to children and teens. It's playful and creative and completely accessible to a whole range of different age groups, emphasizing quiet, calm, and focusing of the mind. It's not about stillness of the body. All 3 of these techniques can be used with different age groups and anywhere from 2 minutes if you don't have so much time, or maybe 10 to 12 minutes with the older children and teens.
2. Stillness of the mind does not necessarily mean silence. In fact, for most children and adults, there is a lot of discomfort in silence, which does not create focus or stillness. Use music and sound as a tool to create focus. This could be playing singing bowls or chimes to encourage focus and engagement. I like to ding the singing bowls as a way to keep them focused on their breath. So the children know every time they hear me play the singing bowl, they need to take a deep breath in and keep their mind focused on that breath. Or chanting mantras together as a traditional and highly effective form of mantra meditation. This one is fun and playful, but they really have to keep their mind focused, especially when using Sanskrit mantras. I like to use mantras from all over the world, introducing different languages to the children, but keeping it simple. I am calm. Be here now. Simple but meaningful. If you've ever used mantras in your own practice, you'll recognize just how powerful they are.
Again, these two techniques really enhance focus and engagement. They keep the children or the teen fully aware, present in the moment, but in a playful and open manner.
3. Stillness of the body and mind is enhanced when children have a choice of how they wish their body to feel and be.
Often when guiding meditation, we ask the children to lie down or stay in a seated meditative position, but that doesn't feel so good for all of them. It might feel physically uncomfortable, bring up feelings of anxiety or stress. It might make them feel emotionally insecure. So giving them options is really valuable and beneficial for them. Give them 2 or 3 choices to which poses they would like to stay in during their meditation.
Some great meditation poses for children are child's pose, which is naturally healing and soothing for all. Legs up against the wall, which is traditionally restorative, but it's really fun and kind of a weird one for children, so they do like it. And the final one that I love to use, and an absolute favorite of all, I call the sushi roll, where the children roll themselves up inside the mat. It really helps them to feel secure and safe, and honestly, they will be really still in this position. 4. Props are essential.
How often have you been to a yoga or meditation session where the teacher uses lighting, essential oils, eye masks, and it just feels so much more special? And it's exactly the same, if not more so, for children and teens. The most important thing to remember when using props with children is to set the boundaries from the start. Tell them how the props will be used and give them 2 options again. So you can place the eye mask on your eyes, or you can leave the eye mask beside your body. You can place the shell on your heart or on your belly, giving the freedom of choice, but at the same time setting the boundaries so that the props are used in an appropriate way. And finally, use more than one technique to encourage stillness of the mind and the body. Giving them a variety means that you're meeting each learning style through their interests, their needs, and their learning language.
For example, you could structure your meditation so that firstly, you give them the option of 2 poses. Then, guide them through tense and release, in which they squeeze the different body parts and then release and relax. Once you've moved through all the body parts, you could then use an instrument or singing bowls to encourage the children to stay focused on their breath, giving them a shell to place on their belly to follow the breath visually. You could then introduce a simple mantra in which they could either say out loud or in their mind. That combination gives you 5 stillness techniques that are appropriate for a variety of ages from 3 to teens, that are appealing to a variety of learning styles using verbal language, visuals, music, and movement. You could keep this to 2 minutes for the younger children or take it up to 7 or 8 minutes for the older children. And this structure is an excellent introduction to meditation in a playful, holistic, age-appropriate manner.
So now that you've discovered how to keep them still, mentally and maybe physically, how do you keep them engaged throughout? And this is what we're going to go into in video 2. In the next video, I'll be sharing strategies to keep children fully engaged and discussing what to do when you have half the class who are focused and quiet and the other half who are disruptive. This is all about really understanding and manipulating the cycles of behavior within children and teens. So this one is super interesting and not to be missed. I'd really love to hear your feedback, so please leave a comment to let me know which of these stillness strategies you will be using this week in your practice with children or teens, or maybe even in your own practice. Leave a comment below and I'll see you on the next video.